Welcome back to Dial of Twang. I'm Dave. So this is a quick follow-up to that lesson from a couple days ago. We're still on the G, D, A. Okay, it's kind of like an outro jam, in a classic rock style, right? Where you just songs, you end up, you got more chords in the verses and stuff maybe, and you just, but that's, you just pick that 3 chord jam at the end and just play it out, right? So have some fun with this. And those of you that saw that video a couple of days ago and you've been working on that pentatonic stuff, great. We did a lot of minor pentatonic the other day. If you want to go back and look at it, it's just from 2 or 3 days ago. I mean, all day long, right? Every day. There's nothing that you're going to learn that's going to be more important later on, and you got to move into the modes, and yeah, great. Yeah, do all that. But man, you're not going to find any group of a few notes that sound better than that scale. It's been around for a while, right? So that's just kind of an essential part of this style. Now, if you want to, get in there and add a little bit different dimension to it melodically, we can use an A Mixolydian scale. So it's like a major scale with a flatted seventh. Rabbit hole, forget it. Don't even go there. If that makes sense to you, fine. Here's another. If not, don't get hung up on it. Here's maybe a more useful little piece of theory way to look at it is if we treat it as the 5 chord in a key, that's the dominant 7th 5 chord. The Mixolydian mode, the one with that flatted 7th sound, is the one that's native to that chord, right? It's built out of the same stuff, okay? If it's the 5 chord though, what's the main key that we're treating the progression as? D major. So, I'm not going to get too far into this, but the notes that are in A Mixolydian are the same notes that are in a D major scale, a D, do, re, mi scale, but just starting and ending on A, from A to A instead of from D to D. Okay, that time I ended on a different note. It's more flavor, and we'll talk about that in a second. So you got a continuum of that D major, the 5th mode of that key, 5 chord. Is what we're treating this progression as. The A being the 5 chord is a Mixolydian scale. Okay. Now, what I'm about to show you will work regardless of your questions about what I just said. Okay. You can look into that and you can ask me questions in the comments or email me, or you can look around online and investigate this stuff, right? But here's what happens when I play a Mixolydian scale over this progression, melodic speaking. Not bad. That wasn't a lot of nice phrasing. I wasn't even really paying attention to where it was in the progression. But it's just kind of running it there, right? Up and down a little bit, okay? And we're going to, put this into more of a composition context here as we go. But that's the scale itself. And that's from root to root. Now, we've been talking about this pathways concept on here lately. And a lot of people are, feeling it. And I've gotten some good feedback about it. So the pathways, the kind of simple triad version of it is we get this major chord. It's the 5 chord, but it's an A major, and get a triad for that. So we got 1, 3rd, and 5th. Root, 3rd, 5th. Okay. Now, if we just did a scale where we go from root to root, well, if it's a river of notes, it's not just one segment. It's an octave next to an octave next to another octave, right? We don't have to just go from this end of the stick to the other, right? If we stretch that out, we can go from 3rd to 3rd. Okay, so we call that pathway just 3rd to 3rd, root to root, 3rd to 3rd, 5th to 5th. So our 5th for A is E. If we lay out that same continuum, look at that river, but we go from E to E. Okay, and you could do the same thing for the flat 7 or a 9, or keep going. We'll just focus on those ones that are in the triad for now. And here's what happens melodically. Again, not doing a whole lot of, thoughtful phrasing yet, but this is just to demonstrate how these pathways sound in sort of a rote way, sort of a mechanical way. Root to root. 3rd to 3rd. Okay, I hung out on that one slightly longer because I think I played a wrong note in there, like the first or second time through that 3rd to 3rd. So I laid down several proper ones after that. Okay, but it's okay. That one has a really distinct sound, different, right? Same notes, right? But just making those, putting it in those different brackets of melodically changes everything. It also moves your hand around and lets you change positions and climb in a nice kind of systematic way. 5th to 5th. Let's not forget about. I love the 5th. Okay, that's a good little program right there. Pentatonic stuff, Mixolydian, root to root, 3rd to 3rd, 5th to 5th. One more little thing I'm going to add here, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just going to introduce it with one example. If you get comfortable with this after a few days, that's great. You want to take a little bit to the next level, and just another way to look at how all of this fits together really is, and let's borrow a page out of the Cage deal, right? Let's take this position here. If I'm doing the 5th to 5th pathway, okay, for that Mixolydian, right? That lays right over this. A major caged triad shape. Just, you know, just 3 strings at a time, you know. When you start to see your scale kind of, you know, superimposed or laying over that, then, you know, it's just another piece of the puzzle, right? And here's what I mean. So we're, you know, okay. I kind of crammed a lot in there. Those weren't great phrases, but right, that's the idea. So that, and I went down and did the third to third a little bit. So those are your components here, right? Minor pentatonic, Mixolydian with rooted on A, the pathways, and then some triad stuff, especially for the A. So locate a triad for that A chord in several different places. You know, just really, and then you can impose that over the other parts of the progression too, right? So that A, that Mixolydian A sound is what's really going to carry you here. Okay, have fun with this one. Let me know how you're doing. Talk to you next time.